Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 9 of the Anything and Everything podcast with Lahib,
Ahmad,
and Maya.
Woo!
As always, guys, we can't forget about our sponsors, D-Spot Dessert Cafe, locations all throughout Canada. There's no better way to bring people together than with desserts.
Yeah, you did this nice word.
If you want to speak Arabic but they reply in English, check out Edutechno's Speak Arabic Fun Club for kids ages 7 to 12. Book a trial, enroll, and watch the transformation. And also, we can't forget about Luga. You can download the app on your phone. If you want to speak, read, or write Arabic, download Luga, where you can sit with your family within your home and challenge each other. It's for ages 14 and up.
So speaking of Luga, Ahmed, how's it going?
It's going well, We downloaded it, just trying to get through the stages anytime I have free time. Right now, it's a busy time for us, right?
Yeah.
The barbershop, Christmas, New Year's.
He likes to put people on the
Yeah,
spot.
I know.
No, I'm just the guy wanted to do it, so
And we did it.
we're checking
But
on it.
I'm going through the stages,
great.
Slowly but surely.
No
Proud
problem,
of you,
man.
Ahmed. Proud of you.
Thank you,
Time,
thank
proud
you.
of you. Okay, guys. So, as our viewers know, and we all know about each other, Maya, you work for yourself. You're a content creator. Ahmed, you're a barber. You work for yourself as well.
Technically.
So today's episode is pretty much about entrepreneurship, working for yourself. The difference is, have you ever had a job before being a barber, working for someone else?
Yeah.
So I want to discuss to the viewers, and this is pretty much, advice, so the viewers can learn and know more about entrepreneurship, owning your own business, working for yourself, things like that, challenges you might go through,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera. So we'll start with Maya. Maya, I know you shifted from being a teacher, I believe,
ECE.
at one point, or ECE, to social media. How was that change, and what are the pros and cons you've had from working for yourself on social media, working on ECE, or being an ECE, sorry?
Well, the shift was honestly leaving the teaching job was easy, but working both jobs was hard, right? I was working 9 to 5 pretty much, 9 to 3, and I was trying to make videos to keep up with my social media so I can let go of my teaching job so I can start my entrepreneurship with my full-time social media job. Now, before that, I was a DJ, I was a photographer, so I had my own businesses. Working for people, for me, it sucks. I don't like to work for anybody. I like to work for myself. I enjoy it. I don't have a schedule. I do my thing. So moving away from having that scheduled job into my own scheduled life, working from home, breeze. And I'm making more money, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
I don't know if that answered your question, but
It did, but before I move on to Ahmed, I want to ask more.
right.
So a lot of people have these ideas in their heads, but they have jobs right now, but they have these ideas in their heads of, opening a restaurant or opening their own business, but they're afraid of that little time frame of where they're going to leave their job, work on their business, because everybody thinks that you must leave your current job to work on your business, and then until that business succeeds, they believe that they're going to be, in debt somewhat because they have no other income but that business.
Right.
And as someone that sort of shifted in a way, what do you recommend, or what do you suggest that these people do in this case?
If you're going to risk leaving your job to start entrepreneurship, you have to be consistent and you got to hustle. I don't feel sorry for nobody who leaves their job, who's making consistent money with, money's coming in, and then you leave it expecting, oh, this person's doing it, I want to do it, I just need social media. Or some people are starting a business. I'm not lying to you. There's some people that are starting a business and they'll reach out to me in hoping that I'll advertise because they're like maybe a close friend of mine, and I'll share their page and they think if Maya shares it, it's going to blow up. No, it doesn't work like that at all. It really doesn't. So if you are planning to start your own entrepreneurship job and you have a steady job, I would keep that job and still hustle. Like I was waking up at 7 in the morning making videos, editing on my breaks at work. You know what I mean? It wasn't like my day was, I was making videos every single day. I had to think of videos every single day, and then I had to work with kids 8 hours at that day. So if you're not hustling, it's not going to work out for you guys. And I suggest you really think about what you're doing before you quit your job.
Yeah.
I don't know if you agree.
No,
with that, but
I agree 100%.
Same here, because nothing's given to you, right?
Yeah.
It's not like, okay, I made a couple videos, that's it, I'm set for life, right?
That's right,
That's
yeah.
with anything you do, actually, not just videos. But I'm saying videos because you're the social media star,
people think that.
But
People
I know that's what I'm saying, and I'm trying to let people know that she don't forget, she didn't quit her ECW, sorry.
ECE.
Oh, ECE. ECW is wrestling. She didn't quit ECE until she had 600,000 followers.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys know what I mean? So okay, you make one video, it gets 20,000 views. That's not the end of the world. You're not going to be making thousands and millions of dollars. So
Right.
people need to understand that. People think everything's easy, but there's a lot of hurdles in life that you have to go through, right? So
Yeah. And a lot of, I just want to say something, Lahib. A lot of people who have businesses, whether it's restaurants, whether if you've had a restaurant for 20 years or 10 years or 5 years, whatever it is, if you're not using your social media to grow, you're not going to succeed, because that's all people look at. That's all people sit and,
Yeah, and we'll get to the marketing part of marketing your
okay.
business and the benefits of that. But first, Ahmed, can you tell us a little about what you used to do before becoming a barber, and how was that switch?
the list goes on.
Okay.
I used to work at McDonald's. I used to work at...
Yeah, you're
Why are you
good.
laughing?
no, I'm just, because I remember when
the
you worked
McDonald's
at
day? Yeah,
McDonald's.
that was a long time ago.
That's crazy.
I had no beard. I wasn't allowed a beard, I worked at Fido. I did construction. I did all that stuff, right? And everybody in their life comes to a point where they don't ever want to work for anybody. Technically, as a barber, you are self-employed.
Correct, yes.
Okay, even though I'm still working at a barbershop at the moment, I'm doing the hours that I need to do and stuff like that. But you get to see it. You get to imagine how life is gonna be if you were to ever open up your own shop one day. And it's not as hard as it's hard to do that, but it's not as tough as it is to you're working for somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might be more than I anticipate, because I don't know anything about opening up a business yet. But it's very, 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 very satisfying when you don't have to listen to anybody above you, or have to worry about HR or this or that, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going in, you're doing your hours, and you're leaving.
Correct.
So as a barber, I'm gonna be open from 10 in the morning till 8 p.m. I'm gonna be working those days, and then the days that if I ever wanted to because there's some barbershops open 7 days a week, there's some that aren't. If I wanted to open up 6 days a week, 5 days a week, I would be there every day, just doing a regular 9 to 5 technically, right?
Right.
So there's a lot of ups and downs, and everything, like I was saying, takes patience, and you have to work hard. I'm working so hard, and you can attest to that.
Yeah.
I've been I've missed a lot of things just to kind of focus on what I was doing. And you just have to be passionate about it. If you're doing something you don't enjoy doing, no matter who you are, if you're working for yourself or if you're not working for yourself, you're never going to enjoy a day of your life.
That's right.
And I was talking about the previous podcast, that I told my parents that my parents used to tell me you're the one going to work. You're the one that's got to enjoy it. So that's what I would tell people as well, because barber's not for everybody. Yeah, obviously it's a fun job. It's a cool job. It's not even work. It's a hobby. It's an art. You see how some people walk in, how they leave. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So it makes you happy. It makes you proud of your work. And that's something you have to do in life.
Correct, yeah. As long as you're happy with what you're doing.
Exactly.
Now, we're not saying, yeah, go quit your job and open a business or whatever. As long as you're happy with what you're doing, that's all that matters. But there are some people that are not satisfied with their pay. They're not satisfied with their job. And in my personal opinion, these things, and that's just my personal opinion, I'm not against anybody that does otherwise, but it goes back to how we're all raised. Now, growing
I was
up,
about to bring that up. That's crazy.
yeah. It's reality. Growing up, we are taught that you must go to school, you must get a degree. Without a degree, you'll fail in life. And deep down, we always have that fear, no matter what. Even if you have a successful business, deep down inside your heart, you always have that fear. 1 month goes by where your business is not doing so well, and you're like, oh my God, I should have listened. I wish I got my degree. So I think that is one of the reasons why so many people nowadays are unsatisfied with their job, because they, they were raised to think, and social media wasn't as popular as today's day, and it wasn't easy access to things back then. So everybody was told that you must go to school in order to succeed in life.
Right.
So they did that. They went to school. They got jobs. And I'm not saying go to school, like become a doctor. No. Any degree, like a basic degree to get you like any job, right? With small pay. And you'll get to a point where you have responsibilities, you have bills to pay, you have a lot of things to do in life, and your paycheck's not enough. But
Right.
you, on the back of your head, you had that idea of opening whatever it is you wanted to open, selling shirts, for example. But now you can't do that because you're going to have to take time off work and you have a lot of bills to pay, right? So it all falls back, in my personal opinion, to our childhood and what our brains were taught to do.
Right. And we can't blame our parents. Our parents left back home, brought us to a country of opportunities to make a difference. So they want to see that. They want to see us succeed, because my parents worked so many jobs. They barely got to see me as a child because they were working. So my grandmas raised me, my uncles and aunts raised me at home. So, in their minds are like, I hope my kids succeed in the future. Now, just like how he worked a bunch of jobs. I worked at Arby's. I worked at Loblaws. I worked at No Frills. I worked at the Bay with fish and meat. Like, I used to work like 2 jobs at once. And then I worked in childcare. And then I opened up my own photography business. And then I opened up my DJ business. And it just, those things made me happy at one point. And then I found myself not succeeding like I wanted to succeed. And I wasn't enjoying it. So I'm like, I'm doing things that I'm not happy. Like, I hate my job. I hate it. And people didn't make me like my job too. Like, not only myself, but the people that I was dealing with. Whereas now I'm in control, right? I didn't feel like I was in control, even with DJing and the music that I wanted to put on and stuff like that. Now, when it comes to my parents, they were happy when I was doing DJing. They were happy when I was doing photography. They were happy when I was doing childcare, right? When I came to do social media, they thought I was just joking around. They never in their mind thought I'm going to make this my full-time job.
Right.
I really had to sit my parents down and tell them, like, listen, I know I have my degree. If something happens, it's okay. If something happens with social media, I still have my degree. Now, I know you're saying like school, like whatever. I still think kids need to get the education, because people that are not getting their education are lost. Half of them. Like, really, they're like, oh, I know what I'm going to do with my life. And they go to do it. They fail. Okay. And then what? What are they relying on? Right? Their parents. You know what I'm saying? It's sad.
We're not trying to convince people not to go to school and go open a business, because if you hear some of the business ideas that some people have, even myself at one point, you're like, oh my God, I really hope they don't actually go through with that business idea, because it's going straight to failure. But wallah,
Just preying on their downfall.
wallah, like I've had, man, this year I've actually thought about opening my own police station. Don't ask me why. I'm like, okay, ticket here, okay, we're chilling. Like, I've had like,
This guy thinks he's the government.
no, but you have to understand, like, and Maya said this at the beginning of the episode, owning your own business or working for yourself, it's not for everyone.
Right.
But like, it's so hard, because like you said, you've heard so many people tell you about their business ideas, and you said that's going straight to failure. But like, if you really sit down and you think about it, how many businesses are out there that we would have sat here and been like, why didn't we think of that? Or what's the point of this? But they're making millions.
100%.
Like, I watched Shark Tank.
I love Shark Tank.
Bro, there's that one, the elves or whatever. They're literally just pajamas that go with the certain, like, holidays. And they're making so much money.
Yeah.
Like, anybody could have thought of that. But like, if I was to tell you, hey, I'm going to do a shirt that has, Christmas trees, and then socks for Thanksgiving with a turkey and boxers, you know what I mean? You're going to be like, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
That's right.
You know what I mean? But that's why a lot of people will sit here and be like, bro, if these guys made that business and it's like popping off, why couldn't I?
But their
Yeah,
sales were
100%.
probably high because of their marketing strategy as well.
But they didn't have nothing until they went onto Shark Tank. Until they got one of those investors. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but like, it comes to like, they were probably having that conversation with that one friend who thought like he was like, bro, it's not going anywhere.
Right.
Like even Ring, for example. Like the Ring cameras.
It went on Shark Tank, and
Right.
they're like,
They didn't
no,
want it.
we
They
don't
thought it
want
was a dumb idea. And now look at it. Every single door in the world
Has a
one.
ring. I swear.
Did he actually? Oh, wow. And he even became a shark. Look at
That's
that.
crazy.
Yeah.
How the turntables turned, guys.
Yeah. No, and
That's the office. That's the office. Guys.
I love
I didn't
The
mess it up on
Office.
purpose.
Sorry.
Yeah, my bad, man.
I wanted to be a cop my whole life, like a police officer, my whole life. That was everything I ever wanted to do. I even went to the military to get my training for it. I went to Fanshawe. I got a diploma from Fanshawe. I switched. I went to West. Like I was all over the place. Even until this day, I'm a person that likes to just always think about businesses because that's the only thing I liked. So I got to a point where I'm like, what am I doing? Like I should just go, not focus on one thing because but not do policing and actually do something that I will enjoy. So I thought about landscaping. Now you have to keep in mind, every street has a landscaper in the city. So if you are to sit there and to say, I have a business idea, but someone else thought about it. I'm not saying like a shirt where you actually steal a brand. No. But it doesn't matter if someone else did it. You just have to find a way to do it better.
Yeah.
And alhamdulillah, I've been operating my business for 2 years. And alhamdulillah, this year we got Top Choice Award 2025, number 1. We got top 3 in the city. And that was always, and wallah, the minute I thought about doing that, my dad was the first guy that's like, what are you doing? What are you thinking about?
Right.
My dad was like, why don't you not do a landscaping business, and in the summer when you're off school, go and work for someone else, do landscaping for a couple of years, learn it, and then open a business, which is not wrong advice, but you have to know who's taking this advice. Me, for example, I can't work for someone else and learn how to do their job, because you have to understand, when you work for someone else, you don't know what happens behind the scenes.
Right.
You don't know what this guy's dealing with overnight with books and everything. You just see the easy part. Oh, we go to a job, we get the job done, we're out.
Right.
Oh, this guy made money. You don't see behind the scenes. So I took education to a different level, and instead of going to school and learning about landscaping, no, I purchased my own books online. I paid certain people online that are like mentors, that people that have successful businesses, and they taught me how to do things.
Right.
Now, right now, at my age, you have my competitors are companies that have been in the market for 35 years. So when you look at it this way, no matter what idea you have, it's the right idea if you know how to propose it properly to the market you're in, and you know how to deal with your competitors. You always have to do something better in order to succeed, no matter what.
Right.
Like you think about it this way. Tim Hortons, for example. It's a huge brand. Everybody knows it. We will never think Tim Hortons will disappear.
Right.
But every year, Tim Hortons, or every couple months, Tim Hortons, they're introducing something new.
Yeah.
They're adding to their menu. They keep marketing. Why do these big brands keep marketing? They always want to be better. They don't want, for example, Ahmad, for example, to think of another idea that will beat Tim Hortons or will beat whatever big companies there are out there, and go out there and do something better than them.
Right.
Because you will beat the whole market.
Right.
So, in my opinion, no idea is a wrong idea. Even if it's been produced, you can reproduce it.
Right.
Yeah, like that falls into barbering as well. Like there's barbers everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So me becoming a barber, I didn't sit there and think like, oh, I'm not going to succeed. There's like 25 barbershops in London. I didn't think like that. I just thought I had to put the work in to be a good barber, to have my own clientele. You know what I'm saying? Like I needed all my friends to support me, my family to support me.
Right.
Like there's literally, when you drive here, there's you drive past like 4 barbershops.
Yeah.
Just coming here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Back
like,
home, you pass so many
yeah,
too.
exactly. On the way back home too.
Yeah.
Like even going to work, I'm driving past so many barbershops.
100%.
So there's barbershops in every corner. But each barber has their own clientele, has their own business model, who are succeeding in their own ways.
Correct.
Right.
I don't have to do like I could do something different. I might not give the greatest haircuts, but the conversation or the vibes in a barbershop might attract the people to keep coming.
Correct.
Yeah.
They might be like, yo, this guy talks. It's like a therapy session.
Yeah. No,
Your
I-
barber's your best friend. You go sit there, whatever. It's barber talk. You talk about whatever you want. You know it's safe in that barbershop and nothing's going anywhere.
Right.
So it falls in the same thing. Like you said, there's so many different competitors out there. You just have to be different with it.
And you know what's crazy? Like, I don't know if you guys pay attention to a lot of social media influencers online and content creators. Sometimes I look at their stories and they're wearing a graduation cap. Meanwhile, they have 6 million followers and they just graduated from becoming an engineer or a doctor. And I'm like, good for you.
Yeah.
To not just be like, I'll just do social media. It's so much fun. And I just get money, you know, through TikTok views. But no, they're still going at it. They're striving for more. And that's like, for example, I have 1.4 million followers on TikTok. I have over 500,000 on Instagram. And no, I'm trying to explain something. I'm a lot of people are like, I want more followers. I want more followers. I'm chilling. I've been at 1.4 for a minute. Okay. I was at 1.3 for a minute.
Yeah.
But for me, it's how I execute people's videos for businesses. I don't care. You want to hire me, you're hiring me for views, not for my followers.
Yeah.
When I execute a video for a company or business, I know in my heart that I'm going to do everything in my power, and you know this, Lahib, to make sure that those numbers are high. If it gets 3,000 likes, the video, but it got 500,000 views, is that not going to be appealing for you?
Of course.
To pay me to do an ad for you?
Of course.
So yeah, I made it. Now Tahini's is my resume. D-Spot has become my resume, right? Starting a podcast is going outside of the box. Right now we started, right? But we're trying, and inshallah, we're going to strive and we're going to grow as soon as you guys hit that subscribe button.
I'll be getting
But
back to you guys.
You just can't give up. I swear, I just saw an interview. This is crazy how you're talking about this. I saw a basketball player. He got interviewed, and the interviewer was something talking about how do you feel that you failed or something like that. Did you see this interview?
Could
And,
elaborate.
And he goes, how did you how did you get hired? Like, you're asking me if I failed. I didn't fail. It wasn't a great game, but I'm gonna work towards it.
Giannis probably.
Yeah, Michael Jordan. He
Yeah,
was
he
talking
brought
about
up
Michael Jordan.
and Kobe, and yeah.
He goes,
It's
Michael
Giannis
Jordan-
Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
I know how to say his name, guys.
Wow, that's actually hard to say.
Yeah, it is.
But he was talking about look at Michael Jordan. How many years it took him to get where he was and win all those NBA titles. Like, you know what I mean? But he got there. So you have to work hard towards it. A lot of people I used to sit there and be like, oh, I just wish I can get that many followers that quick right away. I did used to have that mentality. It was so bad to think like that. Now I just don't care. I mind my business. I focus on myself. When I make a video, but I know that I'm striving different ways to make my money. You know what I mean?
The good thing is that you're not changing yourself either in that, like, through that process, right? Like, I've known you forever, and you're staying true to who you are, even though it might not attract certain viewers or certain audiences.
Yeah, I know.
Whatever it is, what it is. Like, at the end of the day, as long as you're staying true to yourself, that's all that matters at the end of it.
Yeah,
Like,
that
I've
makes
gotten-
me so makes me so happy that you're saying that, but it makes me emotional too, because it's like people want to see habel online. Like, people want people to see people that are not humble, people that show off. They want to see people that are running down the street screaming or something. I don't know, but like, I'm just not like that. I am not going to swear in comedy shows. I'm not going to do the things that people want people to do for their sake of entertainment in the most weirdest way, you know?
So going back to Tahini's and D-Spot and working with you for the past, I think it's like 2-3 years now.
2021, I started Tahini's.
Me and you together. No, I'm
You
saying
started 2022, yeah.
2022, working with you for the past 2 years, almost 3 years now. You have a lot of advice to give restaurants or even businesses that are like falling at this point, because you have to understand there's a lot of businesses out there that they're falling. They're close to bankrupt. They're not doing as good as they should be doing. And Ahmed, you can also answer this question. What is your advice to businesses in general? It doesn't have to be to like a restaurant. Just in general, what is your advice to businesses that are failing?
I think a lot of businesses are failing because they lose the passion. I think a lot of businesses, when they open up, they're all excited for 6 months. They're in it. Customer service is great. And then the quality of food is gone. They're looking for quantity of people, but the quality of what they're making, the quality of the restaurant is gone. So I think they need to fix that part. I think it's so important that it's like when you go to Lebanon. When I go back home, I know if I dropped a fork, I'm getting a fork 2 seconds later, right? My friend was lighting up a cigarette. A lighter came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like they stand there and I know it's hard to bring that type of customer service, but I just feel like there's people that just don't strive to work hard, and you need people to be passionate about your business. So you need to appreciate them. I feel like a lot of business owners do not appreciate their employees. So in order to grow, okay, so there's a lot of restaurants that have a lot of franchisees, but doesn't mean they're succeeding. Okay. And it's because the quality of food is not well, or it's not doing well, or whatever. It's also about your marketing. If you're not marketing your food, who's going to know about it? People are not driving by and saying, oh, I want to go to that restaurant. No. People are looking on TikTok to see what restaurant am I going to go in New York because I'm in town. People are, you know what I mean? What's the number one place to hang out in let's say Alberta or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about marketing strategy, customer service, and just keeping the quality of your business high, top notch, and consistent, and looking for different ways, like you were saying, to better your business. Like Tim Hortons, they're always trying to find, and people still go. People are still going because they want that coffee. I think Tim Hortons can start tasting like crap and people will still go. Because you know what I mean?
In my opinion, they already did. So
they already did what?
It doesn't taste proper anymore.
Yeah, but I still go.
So
I can't wait for roll up the rim, bro.
it's not even it lost. Roll up.
Oh yeah, I know that. But everything is losing that touch.
Roll up the rim has just got to a point where it's like it lost its meaning. It used to be like so nice, you know, you roll it up, you get your prize. Now it's just generated. It lost value in my opinion.
I know it's not fun anymore.
But yeah, no, sorry, to piggyback off what Maya was just saying right now, is not that I feel like a lot of restaurants or a lot of businesses are just trying to copy other businesses.
Right.
They're seeing like Maya's doing something for Taney's. Like maybe Taney's is seeing somebody else do this. Like, oh, we got to do this. No, stay true to yourself. You're going to attract viewers that want to see you for you. Yeah. A lot of businesses are just trying to, like this video got 1 million views. We got to do this. Like, no, you don't. You know what I mean? You don't have to do that. Come up with your own ideas. Be authentic about it. That's what's going to attract the people.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like a lot of businesses are failing, because they're trying to copy other businesses, which is working for that certain business, but it's not going to work for them. They got to find a different road to take and find a different way to attract certain audience members. That's how it's supposed to be. Like, look at us doing a podcast. There's hundreds and thousands of podcasts out there. We're not going to exactly copy and imitate every podcast. We're going to take maybe, ideas from certain podcasts, but what's going to attract people to watch ours is who we are.
I agree to disagree with you with that topic.
Why?
Because coming up with ideas is very hard. Now, usually I will see a video and I'll get inspired by that video and I'll change it up. Okay? But it's okay to copy certain things by using your own product, because it is going viral, that trend. So there's something called things that are trending, right? But if you're going to use marketing strategies, yes, you need to be creative. Like, you cannot just serve a burger and hope to God that this person's going to go tell this person, then go tell this person. Yeah. It doesn't work like that.
No, like, I agree. But, like, don't like focus on everything that they're doing, try to imitate everything they're doing.
A lot of people are copying. Like, ever since I worked at Tahini's, and they've gone by, they have almost 3 million subscribers on YouTube, okay? Oh, wow. And same with Shelby's, right? And I started at Shelby's before I started at Tahini's. Take that in. But so many restaurants, because now, if you look, Tahini's and Shelby's are the one restaurants that's known around the entire world. No matter where I go. I went to Mexico, somebody knew me.
Yeah,
I went to Palestine, they called me the shawarma girl. This guy, like, I went to Lebanon, where's Lahib? Where's the shawarma? The garlic sauce? Kids didn't know me back then, I swear. Now it's like known. And the restaurants are seeing this and they're understanding that's the strategy of being successful. And that's okay. I'm not saying that. But yeah, they do copy a lot. They
just try to make it exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see Tahini's doing exactly what Shelby's is doing.
No.
So,
Right?
Yeah, no, 100%. But that also goes back to not knowing what's happening behind the scenes. So, for example, I could see that Maya is very successful on social media. For example, I go and I see Maya has an idea, I'll take it, and I'll reproduce Maya's idea, but I'm not successful. Why? Because let's say Maya's doing something, she's lecturing people, she's teaching people certain things, right? And I go and recreate the same video. I'm not going to be able to answer, questions that are happening behind the scenes. I don't know what Maya's doing behind the scenes to boost that video. And that's not to Maya specifically, but it's to restaurants, right?
Right.
It's, in my opinion, it's not just the whole marketing part as much as it is, and marketing falls within the category of what I'm about to say, but you just have to update yourself. It's like an app. You update the app to get the better quality. You update your business to produce better quality and to get more clients or customers or guests.
Yeah.
So, and I can think of 6 or 7 businesses right now that their owners have been complaining to people, to me, to just everybody. And when you walk into these businesses, everything is just old. Like,
right.
Very old. Like, I have a buddy of mine that owns a landscaping company, for example. Called me at the beginning of the summer. He said, "Man, there's no work. There's no work this season. Everybody blames it back on the economy. It's not just the economy. It's like the economy this, the economy that." I'm like, "Well, do you have a website?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Well, are you advertising your business?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, well, how do you expect people to find you?" You know what I mean? So marketing is one of them. But updating, things, people like to see things online before coming to you. Some restaurants in London don't even have a website.
Lahib, I think people are cheap. And let me tell you something. You have a business and you have extra money, pay it towards people who are making content. It's worth it. Don't pay money to put your advertisement on a billboard, which is costing thousands of dollars, where you could pay somebody like me, and I'm not advertising me, but I'm just giving you guys an example. If you're an online business and you're stuck, if you were to hire me, for example, this is just an example, putting money aside from your business, because all businesses will have that little extra money on the side, whether I put it on a story, whether I put it as a post, it's going to be worth it. But it's depending on who you're hiring it and how they execute it. I'm a nice person. I'm a very much of a giver, right? But if you want to succeed in your business, you need to take money aside from your business and sacrifice it towards content creators that are doing advertisements where they can push it. Music artists are doing this. Businesses like you guys are doing this. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different ways, marketing strategies, but you got to put the money in it and you have to be smart about it. Not put it on a bench outside or a billboard and it switches and, oh wow, look at mine, and oh, I gotta go drive, like it's gone. Yeah. You just paid $1,000 and they didn't even finish the sentence of what they were just watching it, where there's more. You know what I mean? I used to do advertisements for Bloom. Okay, they didn't even want me to talk about the product. They were paying me so much money just to have it in the video.
Yeah,
I didn't even talk about it, bro. I was just like, so you don't want me to talk about it? They're like, no. I was like, sick.
Yeah, because a lot of people are going to see that and they're going to search what that is, and then it's going to...
Exactly. And I was getting 500,000 views, 1 million views on these videos. That, for them, is marketing.
Yeah, that's
right?
enough.
It's worth it.
Like, I was sitting with a guy the other day, and he owns a shawarma place. He's local. He's not franchised, nothing like that. And he's like, "Man, I'm not getting any business. I don't know why." I'm like, "Well, what did you do to fix it?" He's like, "We worked on our garlic sauce. We fixed it up." And I'm like, "Okay, and now what?" He's like, "People are going to taste it. It's going to taste better. They're going to come back." I'm like, "But you don't want just the people to come back. You want new customers. Like, you got to..."
Yeah.
So you gotta get into whether it's hiring a content creator, or at the same time, sponsoring yourself. There's lots of ways you can sponsor yourself now. It's social media is free for everyone to use. You can go on there, you can play around with it, you can see the ways you can sponsor yourself. Right? A lot of people are spending, and you're right, a lot of people are spending their business funds into things that will not benefit their business
At all.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people, when they decide they want to do something or they have an idea that just hits their head, they go around and they talk about it. They share too much information. And that's not just business. It's everything in general, but business is pretty much the most part that's shared. What do you guys think of sharing too much to people?
It's like telling somebody you're gonna go on a diet, and they're like, well, don't eat this and don't eat that, eat this instead. Then the next person, don't eat fruits. The next person, eat fruits. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. You tell people too much, they'll give you so many opinions. Either you're gonna give up, you're gonna listen to the wrong person. If you're gonna share with somebody who's successful, who's humble, who cares about you, who actually wants the best for you. There's some people that really don't want the best for you, and you don't know that.
She is right. She does have a point where like people might show you they have the best interest for you, but actually like envy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but no, I do have that problem. Like anytime I hear news, like my parents are the first I go to. Bilal, my brother, Yusuf, like I always go to those guys first. And then like I come to you guys and I tell you guys stuff. And I agree with you that you shouldn't right away tell them. But like it's just out of excitement. You just have to, bro. I can't I'm a person, I can't hold on to it.
Yeah, but Billy's loyal.
No, I get it.
Billy's somebody that's gonna tell you,
Shout out, Billy, I love you, man.
I don't think that's gonna work, or he's gonna give you an idea, right? Where other people are like, screw that, bro, man. Like, and I find those people are the most negative people, and then that's when you need to check yourself. You need to sit there and think like, why am I friends with this person?
Yeah.
Like, why are you the most negative person? And he's probably the laziest, or she's the laziest. You know what I'm saying? So I really think people struggle with that. Wallah, that's a really good question, Lahib. Yeah. Honestly.
Now, in my personal opinion, sharing too much does not only fall into getting different opinions. That is a right answer. But sharing too much, and that happened to me a lot, and this is from personal experience. Sharing too much, you can also jinx yourself.
Right.
Sometimes I understand we're humans, we get excited, we want to share things with people we like. And it's not that the people you like are going to give you wrong advice. They might give you great advice. But the more you speak of an idea you have in your head or something you want to do in your head, the more, in my personal opinion, that you jinx it. The more that idea starts to fall down, starts to lose value, right? It's like, for example, a saying we say, don't count your money, it'll lose value.
Right.
It's the same idea. But over the years, I've tried to start teaching myself how to not share too much information with others. And a perfect method I found was to just, and you guys are going to find this really weird, but
everything I find that you do.
Everything I do is very weird, but this one has worked a lot. And it's happened to me so many times, I'll even tell you guys a story about it. But whenever you feel like you're going to share too much to that person in front of you, hit them with a question about them. And you will always have that person talk to you. If they're able to not share too much, they'll actually stop talking. Best, if you hit them with a question, by the time they respond, have another question ready to ask them again, and all you're gonna hear is about that person, and you're not gonna share anything to that person. So it happened to me the other day. I met this guy, haven't seen him in a while, hate his guts, don't want to talk to him.
Crazy.
But that guy loves to ask questions. The guy puts his hand out, hey man, how are you? How are things? I'm like, good man, yeah, how are things with you? He's like, good. I'm like, oh, and he's ready to ask me another question. I'm like, oh, I heard you want to be a pilot. Are you flying? He's like, yeah, I'm flying. But what? He's ready to ask me a question. I'm like, oh, really? Yeah. What are you flying?
So did you get your license? Yeah,
that was about it. And then at the end, I had to get out of the conversation because the guy insisted. He wanted to ask me questions. You know what? Oh,
fake phone call. Yeah, of course.
Good seeing you, man. I'm out.
Bees.
The more you ask people questions, the less questions you'll get. Don't even wait for them to say, what about you? Even if they do that, and I'm not saying do this with everyone, but if you don't want to share information, even if they're like, so for example, Maya's like, I'm like, hey Maya, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, Maya. So how's the podcast going?
Oh,
You know,
it's great.
I hit her with another question. She's busy answering that question. She just almost forgot
Forgets to
about
ask
me.
you.
Exactly.
Now,
It
what
works.
happens if you're in a scenario where you guys both think the same like you?
When you both
You guys just
don't
stand
even
there
speak.
awkwardly. You guys just stand there.
No,
like,
no, it's like this.
Hey,
Da-
hey.
da-
When you guys imitate each other.
I'm dead. You know
But
what? You're right.
It
but-
works because not everyone does that.
Listen, Lahib, there's a lot of people you know when they ask. There's some people that I already know that ask too many questions. You should know to avoid them, Saraha. But yeah, I like this idea.
You know, I just started to think. You did that to me upstairs today, didn't you?
What are you talking?
He does it discreetly.
No.
I don't notice. I don't pay attention. I'm gonna start paying attention.
He was sitting there asking me questions, and I would try to respond with a question, and he would just throw it back at me.
What
No,
a
you
guy.
did that to me.
What a
You would,
guy.
wallah, bro, the more you practice doing it, you'll
do it
actually
without-
start doing it randomly. Like, you know, my dad, I walk in the house and he wants to know where I was.
Yeah. Where were you, Baba?
Wallah. And this thing, it's getting to his nerves. And one day he's actually gonna like go nuts on me. Wallah. I walk in the house, he's like, I'm like, شو ben بالبيت. Right away, he's like, where were you? Why are you home? You know, I hit him with another question. He's busy answering that. You know, I'm secretly, you know, walking up the stairs slowly.
Tiptoe.
You know? Oh, yeah, what did you do? He's like, oh, well, I went to work and then there's this up. I'm like, oh, okay, yalla, nice. What time do you work tomorrow? You know, I'm out.
Yeah.
The guy doesn't even, he's like, what? I was about to ask the kid, what? Where did he go? He disappeared.
You hit him
Done.
with a fake yawn.
Yeah.
Ha.
Yeah, you know, you're done. Yeah, that's a very good method I've found to not share too much.
I like it.
I'm gonna try it. I'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
I'm gonna try it.
So before we end, you know, I'd like to share a message with, you know, the viewers, with you guys, with everyone. You know, we've been talking about business, we've been talking about money, and I feel like in life we always get carried away from the good things in life. You know, we always sit there and we take everything for granted. You know, I'm gonna open a business next week. I'm gonna do this next week. I'm gonna do that. We take everything for granted. We leave the house. We say bye to our parents. We take that for granted. We're gonna come back. They're gonna be there. And after things we've been seeing on social media, I think we should, you know, be more thankful for the things we have, be more thankful for the people in our lives, appreciate the small and the big things in our life, you know, appreciate your health, appreciate your finances, appreciate the presence of your family, the presence, even if your family's not there, the presence of your loved ones. Appreciate all the good things you have in life because these things are given to you for a reason, right? And once they're taken away from you is the time you'll realize, you know, it's like a hit on the head. Why did I do this? So, you know, always forgive, be nice to like people. You don't
Pray.
have to, of course, pray, whatever your religion is, pray. You know, just be thankful for everything you have and don't take anything for granted because you know what? One day we're not going to be here, you know,
Right.
and you want to leave a good memory behind,
Alhamdulillah, yeah.
right?
I like that message.
And that message is to even to myself, like it's to everyone.
I like that, Lahib.
And
Bravo.
that wraps up episode 9 of the Anything and Everything podcast. Maya, do you mind sharing the sponsors one more time?
Thank you, D-Spot, Speak Arabic Fun Club, and Luga for sponsoring us. We love you. And Ahmed, what do you want to tell him about the...
Do the honors.
Never mind. He knows.
Give me a second.
Sorry,
I know. I've been looking
I'm
at the
backing
camera
off.
for a while
I'm
now,
backing
guys.
off.
Make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe. Subscribe and hit the bell. And if you guys don't subscribe, you're really starting to grind my gears. Subscribe. Okay?
Okay.
We're close. We're almost at 400, guys. When we hit 400, maybe we'll do something. Maybe we'll do, you know, be a little, you know, extra.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.